Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from skiessentials.com. Welcome to our 2022 ski test. Right here we've got the Volkl Blaze 106. This ski's back again for another season. This will be its second season since its introduction. Just a new top sheet graphic. Everything else stays the same. But let's do a little bit of a refresher and kind of talk about these skis, what goes into them, shape, performance, all that good stuff. Lightweight freeride skis is the best way to think of these things. Volkl uses a hybrid multi-layer wood core in these, so you get a bunch of different types of wood as well as a synthetic strip down the middle of the ski, which not only brings the weight down, it actually adds a more kind of energetic flex pattern in my opinion. You get suspension tips and tails, so they use an elastic TPU compound in the tips and tails. Helps absorb unwanted vibrations. You know, if you're out there in the backcountry and you hit something firm, last thing you want is just a bunch of vibrations and kind of a sketchy, twitchy ski. You also get a Titanal binding platform underfoot on these skis, so helps keep the bindings drilled into the ski. Never want to be ripping a binding out of a ski. Trust me, I've done it. It's not very fun. In addition to binding retention, this plate actually does add some performance as well. It gives it a stronger feel just through the underfoot portion of the ski, which is kind of where you need it most. Give it a strong feel right in the mid-body of the ski. So that's the gist of construction. Shape is really cool in these skis, and an important reason why they're so fun to ski. Really adds a lot to their performance, just the shape. So to look at rocker camber profile to start, there's really not much camber in these skis. If anything, it's only a millimeter or two of rise, and it's not very long, about from my left hand to my right hand. The rest of the ski is all rocker. Again, it's not like rising a lot. There's not a drastic amount of splay, although I would say the rocker rises higher than the camber height. But long rocker in these skis. Interestingly, there's not too much taper, and we'll talk about why that is. It's essentially because instead of drastic early taper, Volkl has given this its 3D radius side cut, and that 3D radius is more pronounced in the Blaze 106 than we see in basically any other ski. So the tip of this ski is a 40-meter turn radius, underfoot is 19, and in the tail it's 30. So this ski is 106 underfoot. Pretty lightweight, definitely designed for soft snow. Having those longer radii in the tips and tails really helps. Where some skis use a lot of rocker or a lot of early taper to kind of give it a smooth, surfy, maneuverable feel in powder, Volkl achieves that through that long turn radius, or radii. You know, it's not the same, so I feel like I have to say radii. Basically, when you have a longer radius, the ski is going to feel less catchy. And by having that in the tips and tails, it means you can kind of let the ski drift. You can release the tail edge, and the ski's not going to feel like it wants to hook up and go back the other direction until you tell it to. If you kind of flex the ski more underfoot, you'll engage that shorter radius, get the ski to whip around quicker. So it's pretty cool. You can make a bunch of different turn shapes on this ski, and you can also get that kind of surfy, smeary feel in powder, which is really fun. Obviously, a big intention of these skis was backcountry and side country use. I think they're a pretty darn perfect candidate for a binding like the new Marker Duke PT. Whether you go 12 and save a little weight, or 16 and get the burly binding, it's a really good ski for a binding like that because you can take it out in the backcountry, you can go touring on it. It's a super versatile shape. It's not too heavy. You're going to have a blast in the backcountry on it, especially if you've got some soft snow to play with. But then a lot of people will enjoy this ski within the resort too. You know, a lot of people want a powder ski, but maybe you don't want one of those skis with a ton of banana rocker or a ton of splay. A lot of skiers out there prefer kind of a longer effective edge and the increased control that gives you. Sometimes I refer to it as more of a traditional feel. I wouldn't say that this is a traditional ski, but I think that kind of description holds true, as you get a little more feedback out of this ski without it being, you know, catchy or too challenging to ski. In fact, I think the Blaze 106 is quite easy to ski, which is one of the things that is so great about it. So super fun. Certainly light enough to use in the backcountry as kind of a powder touring ski. It's also, like I was saying, it's got some of that Volkl precision to it. It's not just a soft flexing, lightweight, super playful ski. It is playful, but you get some good responsiveness and some good feedback out of it too. So super psyched to have it back for another season. I think it's a really valuable ski in Volkl's line. I think it's more well-rounded and it has a broader appeal than the 108 that it's replacing. We're kind of going 2 years back to talk about the 108, but I do think this is a better ski. I don't actually think I've talked to anybody that thinks the 108 was better than this Blaze 106. So check it out at skiessentials.com. Let us know if you have any more questions about the Blaze 106. Certainly happy to talk more about it, and we will see you guys out there on the slopes.